We are in our wonderful visitor center here alongside Lanisa, our wonderful hostess here, and we will be taking you on a virtual tour here today, and hopefully go out and enjoy some of these wonderful stallions that we have here at the farm. We do have in-person tours going on at the moment. We may see some of them along the way as well, but we got some wonderful stops. We want to take you to our iconic breeding shed here, and of course to the two of our stallion barns here that house the guys, and we're going to go visit with our 2013 Kentucky Derby winner along the way, and then on our way back through we'll stop and visit one of possibly the most historic equine cemeteries on any farm. I mean, there's some great guys there, but we'll just take off and try to enjoy the day here. So we'll get started.
Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about what you do here at the farm?
I take care of 3 of the stallions here, and also alongside our stallion manager, Joe Peel, who you may have caught a glimpse of coming out of the door. We work in the breeding shed side by side there through breeding season. But yeah, my primary job here is to take care of my 3 guys. I take care of Ironicus, Lee, and Blaine. And you know, they're my boys. I thoroughly enjoy working with them. It's not so much a job; they're almost like your backyard pet. So you really enjoy getting to be around them. And then as we do tours, we enjoy being able to get them out and show them off, things of that nature. And then you know, well, there are 6 of us that work down here. We're also part-time tour guides, so to speak. You know, we'll rotate through on stallion tours. And, it's really enjoyable to get to meet different people as they venture through, and where they're traveling from and where they're traveling to, and things of that nature. But it's just a wonderful place to work. You know, when you look around the scenery, sometimes, you know, I don't know how to describe it. You kind of get lost in the fog, maybe, because you see it every day. And then when we do get to show it off on the tours, and someone points out something, you kind of take that step backwards and you look at it again. It's really enjoyable. But it's just, you know, the Hancock family, they're wonderful people to work for. You know, they've opened the doors for people to be able to come in and enjoy this experience, and get to get up and get close and personal to some of these guys. So it's really, and to see people's faces, you know, when you can tell them they can walk up and pet a Derby winner, or top stallion like Warfront, and a Breeders' Cup champion like Blaine. You know, a lot of people are just taken back in awe that they actually get to experience that part of it, be hands-on in the tour. So yeah, it's truly amazing.
That's great.
The scenery is just unbelievable. So this building that we are approaching, this is the breeding shed here at Claiborne Farm, and we'll get up and we'll let you take a look inside of it. But the breeding shed itself was built back in 1915, and I like to tell people it's kind of sacred ground in the thoroughbred industry. Since its induction, there have been 22 Kentucky Derby winners conceived in here, 20 Preakness, 22 Belmont winners. 6 of the 13 Triple Crown winners were conceived right in this shed. So, I mean, not a lot of places can boast those numbers. And we really enjoy getting to go around and kind of explaining things with the shed. You'll be surprised at some of the questions that come out with it, but it's a lot of fun. But I mean, when you look at it, there's not a lot of flash to it, but it certainly gets the job done. I mean, the numbers itself speak for itself. So, and it just kind of fits in, you know, with everything else that the Hancock family does. There's not a lot of flash to it. They're just normal. So it's really exciting to go along. You know, our most recent Kentucky Derby winner conceived here was Big Brown in 2008, a son of Boundary. So to actually get to work with the stallions and in the breeding process, it's always exciting when that next mare steps in and that next stallion comes through the door, and you always wonder, you know, are you making that connection to that next big horse here? So it's truly an amazing process. And I'm sure, you know, the guys and ladies that work in the foaling barn, they feel that same excitement when that baby drops to the ground. You know, is that the next big horse, you know, that comes along? So it's a lot of fun. I mean, the wheels on the bus, they keep turning, you know, and this is the reason why you're always searching for that next big one. But the next place we're going to here is our 10-stall stallion barn, and this barn here has got a lot of history to it as well. Built back in the early 1950s, and as we venture through, you'll see a lot of history with the stallion nameplates. If the stallion spends his entire stallion career here, his name will stay upon the stall door of the stall he stood in. And then the first stall on the left, it may be the most photographed door I know of. It's floated around. If you get on the internet and you search Secretariat, you'll definitely find it. It'll pop up for you. So. And then a lot of wonderful guys along with him have been in here as well. So as we were saying, a lot of history here. If the stallion spends his entire stallion career, his name will stay upon the stall door. When you look at this door, I mean, it's second to none. You have the 1957 Preakness Stakes winner and Bold Ruler, 1972, 73 Horse of the Year, Triple Crown winner in 73 in Secretariat, the 1988 champion 2-year-old horse, 1989 Belmont Stakes winner, Easy Goer, the 1990 Kentucky Derby and Breeders' Cup Classic winner and Unbridled, and Mr. Run Happy, he now occupies the stall. When we look at the door, it's a top plate to tell you who currently resides in the stall. Mr. Run Happy, he's one of our fan favorites here on the tour. And then just right across the way here, you have another pretty nice door. You got Round Table, who was the world's largest money winner back in the late 50s, early 60s. Had 66 starts on the racetrack with 44 victories. He was just the third thoroughbred to eclipse the $1 million mark while racing on the racetrack. And then if you go on up, you'll see Pulpit's nameplate. Pulpit is the sire of Tappet, who is one of the world's top stallions. Alongside, he also the sire of a horse by the name of Lucky Pulpit, who happened to sire California Throne, who was the world's largest money winner. And he himself got to carry the farm colors in the Kentucky Derby and managed the 4th place finish. So he was one of the farm's true loves here. Very handsome horse. Everybody loved Pulpit. And then, of course, Ord, the 2013 Kentucky Derby winner, he now occupies the stall. And we're actually going to get him out and kind of show him off to you here briefly. See how he's doing today, and he'll be coming out here in a little bit on his second tour as well. So this is one of our pride and joys here at Claiborne Farm. This young man here, his name is Orb, and he is the 10-year-old son of Malibu Moon. He's out of an unbridled mare. Her name is Lady Liberty. This guy was born and raised here on Claiborne Farm for two of our clients, Mr. Stuart Denny and the Fifth family. He went on to race for those connections where he had 12 starts with 5 wins. In 2013, he won the Florida Derby. He won the Fountain Youth. He then went on to win the Kentucky Derby. Was 4th in the Preakness, 3rd in the Belmont Stakes. He retired in November of 2013, entering stallion duties here in 2014. His primary job now, of course, is breeding. We're hoping eventually he can duplicate himself. Very handsome guy. He's kind of the prototypical of what you think a thoroughbred stallion should look like. Very handsome, very masculine, very correct guy. He's got, and then of course the other part of his job is us bringing him out and showing him off on tour groups. And as I was telling you earlier, when people get to come up and pet him on the shoulder and take a picture with him, they're a little bit starstruck by him. So, but he's a fairly good boy to get along with. He, just like all stallions, he can have his moments, a little attitude, or my wife would say he's like most men. They have their little moments. So, but he is a pretty good boy to be around. So. You want to say hello? And then they're all a little spoiled. They all get they all are peppermint broken here as well. We kind of spoil them a little bit. And if you want to do a close up, so you can.
Try that again.
And sometimes we do share that luxury on our tours as well. We allow some of our guests to feed the peppermint, feed some of the guys that we know that'll behave and do it. So. But we'll sneak him in and we'll continue on. We'll go on through and browse through with some of the other guys here.
Kevin, do you have a most asked question you get about the stallions from people on the tour?
We get a lot of questions. You know what? One of our most asked questions for each guy is, do we have a favorite? And you know, we love them all. All 3 of my guys, like I say, I try to treat them just like I do my 2 sons at home. And you behave, everything goes well. If you're misbehaving, then things get taken away from you. But yeah, as far as for myself, Blame is my boy. I guess he would be my favorite here at the farm. And then, as I was telling you, they all are spoiled. As you can tell, he started begging. He knows how to work the tours for candy. And as we come through, we'll all pop him one and give him a little mint along the way. The Platter happens to be our oldest active stallion at the age of 21. So, and then, you know, just like anywhere else, the scenery is always changing. We're always hoping to get new guys in. The Marshall-Lee, he's one that we just. This was his first breeding season here at the farm. He's a very handsome little young man here. We got a lot of high hopes for him. Son of Dubai. We're just excited to always get new prospects. And then our other new one is Catholic Boy. So And it doesn't take them long to figure out the whole peppermint game and the tours. And then as you look through the alleyways here, you'll see several plates, and then with it coming along, you'll see Nijinsky. Nijinsky in 1986, he had a son by the name of Ferdinand who won the Kentucky Derby. So, I mean, we've got Derby winners, but we also have sires of Derby winners, or have had sires of Derby winners here at the farm. And then when you look out, each guy has their own individual paddock. Some of the paddocks that some of these that have been in on some of these horses that have been in on some of these paddocks has just been phenomenal. I mean, this first paddock straight ahead, this was Secretariat's paddock where he was turned out for 16 years here. And then you also had Easy Goer and Unbridled and Pulpit on it. It is now Catholic Boys, but at one time you had Secretariat here, and then directly behind him you had Spectacular Bid. I mean, so that just some of the stallions that the Hancock family stood here has just been unbelievable. And not only, you know, for breeding stallions here at Claiborne Farm, but the broodmare grounds back through the back. I mean, when you think about the farm itself, and you know, there have been 10 Kentucky Derby winners born or raised here on Claiborne Farm, starting as far back as 1930 with Gallant Fox, and as most recent as 2013 with Orb. And so, I mean, you love the past, but you're always looking towards the future as well. We're just, as guys working here, we're hoping we can kind of continue the tradition that some of our forefathers and have laid down for us here. It's really exciting to be a part of it, really. Yeah. And then this is our 6-stall stallion barn. This is kind of the farm's logo, if you will. When you see the barn logo on some of their stuff, this is the barn that resembles that. This barn here was built back in the early 1930s. And again, you can go down like Blenheim II. In 1941, his son won the Kentucky Derby and then went on to finish that out with the win in the Triple Crown. And then on down, you got Mr. Prospector's nameplate. He may be one of the most influential North American thoroughbred stallions of all time, siring 41 Grade 1 or Group 1 stakes winners. His son in 2000 in Fusiazi Pegasus won the Kentucky Derby. And so, I mean, the tradition, the history through these barns have just been unbelievable. And then you got Boundary, Big Brown sire, the winner of the Derby in 2008. You have Nazrula, the sire of Bold Ruler. So this is Secretariat's grandsire on his sire side. He stood here. Next door you have Prince Quillo. Prince Quillo is the sire of Round Table, who was the world's largest money winner. As we saw his plaque down in the 10 stall, he's also the sire of the mare Something Royal, who was Secretariat's mother. So both the Secretariat's grandfathers stood right here in the 6 stall barn. And then, you know, not to try to overlook the ladies, but when you come on down and you look at Reviewer, Reviewer is the sire of perhaps one of the greatest fillies to ever step on the racetrack, a filly by the name of Ruffy. So, I mean, there's been some awesome ladies that have stood on the grounds back through there. I mean, you can look at Twerda and Moccasin and Relaxing, 3 generations of Breeders' Cup champions and personal wins in My Flag, Storm Flag Flying. I mean, it's not all just congregated right here to the stallion department. You know, it takes the whole process to succeed here. But we have one more stop we'd like to go to. We're going to take you, as we said, to one of our iconic equine cemeteries down here. A lot of wonderful guys buried in the cemetery down here by the office. And, we'll go down and visit with it. As you can see, we do in-person tours, and it's really great to get out and be able to show the farm and the horses off, and get to meet the people. So. It's pleasantly quiet today.
It is. Kevin, how long have you been out here at the farm?
I actually grew up in my grandfather handled stallions here for almost 18 years. My father started working here as well when I was in the 4th grade. And then I started working with horses here December 7th of '93. First horse I actually started in a Baron mare barn at Claiborne 34. And the first horse I ever got to lay hands on was a mare called Relaxing, who was Easy Gore's mother. And at that point I was bitten by the bug. I worked here. For some reason I got a wild hair, thought I wanted to change jobs. I left here in October of 2003, or I'm sorry, 2004, and I came back. I came back to the office, and I was like, "Please, can I have my job back?" I went to a factory. I found out real quick the factory life wasn't for me. I'm just a country boy, you know. The Claiborne Gold, it runs through my veins, and I came back in July of 2007, and I came back in the yearling department, and then in December of 2007, the opportunity to come back to the stallions opened up, and I've been down here since. And I'm not leaving. They'll have to run me out this next time. I do thoroughly enjoy my job, my co-workers here. Everybody's family. You know, I went to a factory. I don't know how many total employees that were in it, but I knew 5 people in 2 years. And here, you know, we got right at 90 full-time employees, and just about maybe every one of them. I mean, outside of my division in the brood mares, yearlings, the office staff, you know, I know just about everyone by name here. So it's more so a family atmosphere here. Everybody pitches in and works with one another. So I thoroughly enjoy that part of the job. This is, like I say, this is one of 2 cemeteries that we have here on the farm. And this is the original one. We have 22 horses buried in here. Just some great guys. One of our pride and joys, like I was telling you, in 1984, my father started here, and Swell, what a year for him to start. Swell turned out to be the farm's first Kentucky Derby winner. He won the Florida Derby and won the Kentucky Derby, was 7th in the Preakness, came back, won the Belmont Stakes. And just everybody was on top of the world here at the time. And then, of course, one of the main attractants here to Bourbon County, still after all these years, the great Secretariat. And just phenomenal athlete, you know, just maybe kind of the standard that everybody kind of sits horse racing by now. And then, of course, with him, we have Gallant Fox on the back row. Gallant Fox won the Triple Crown in 1930. He is the only Triple Crown winner to sire a Triple Crown winner in a horse by the name of Omaha, who won the Triple Crown in 1935. And then you got, beside him, you got the 1939 Kentucky Derby winner in Johnstown. And then to his right, you got Whirlaway sire in Blenheim. both the Secretariat's grandsires and Nasrullah, Prince Quillo, his sires right down the line in Bold Ruler. I mean, it's almost a who's who of thoroughbred racing in here. And then on this other row, you got Ruffian Sire Reviewer. You got Reaver Ridge, the 1972 Kentucky Derby and Belmont Stakes winner. Nizinski, the sire of Ferdinand, 1986 Kentucky Derby winner. Mr. Prospector, Food Page sire. The list goes on. And then it doesn't end here. The big cemetery over everything goes there in Marshmont now. And when you step through the gates back there, all the stallions are buried on the left-hand side, and all the ladies are on the right-hand side. You know, you got Unbridled back there. You got Danzig, you got Devil's Bag, Private Account, Private Term, Sir Ivor, Damascus, Arch. There's a lot of great stallions back there on the left-hand side, and then all the ladies, they're all on the right-hand side. So, you know, it comes a point, you know, the Hancock family feels that the horse is taking care of us, and it's our turn to kind of return that favor and take care of the horse. So it's nice to see them, give them a burial spot. Do you have anything else? I hope you guys enjoyed getting to walk through the farm. I know it's kind of a brief tour, but hopefully one day you'll kind of get to come out, if you haven't been already, to join us here on a in-person tour. Hopefully you'll get to schedule that in and come out and see us. But until then, have a great day, and I hope everybody's